Alright, so today we're talking about some of the expected versus unexpected challenges of film. And I actually am currently in one of my unexpected challenges, but let's get started. So for this, I'm going to assume that you already have a script written and it's perfect, it's beautiful, you're ready for production, and something's going to come up because something always comes up. So challenges you can expect. Are you able to do what you want to do with the budget you have? The answer is probably not, but that's where your creativity comes in. Creativity is how you're able to stretch your dollar. Challenge number 2. Will I have a set or will I have to fake a set? You have two options when it comes to sets. You can either have the real thing or you can make it look like the real thing. And I often go with the latter just because it's easier with my personal constraints. You may have to spend money, you may have to spend time, you may have to spend social favors, but that's how we get things done. Number 3, will I have enough time? We're always going to want more time to shoot our projects, but if you're able to shoot 5 minutes of content in an hour's worth of real time, you are doing really well. In addition, the more you shoot, the more you're able to time yourself and say, this sort of thing always takes me 3 hours, I need at least 3 hours. Number 4, do I have everything I need? Do I have access to every prop I need, every set decoration I need, every wardrobe item I need, everything I need? You can always buy these things. You can also borrow them. You can also make them yourself. If you know what you're doing, no one has to know. No one needs to figure it out. And if you don't know what you're doing, but you're doing a comedy, that could be part of the joke depending on what's going on. Challenge number 5. Can I fix this in post? Most of the time, if you can fix it on set, that is going to be so much better. That's going to save you so much time and energy in the long run. But there are a few things that you're going to have to fix in post, and if you plan everything out really well, it becomes a lot easier to do everything later. Finally, for the expected challenge, who do you hire? Do you hire your friends? Do you hire your family members? Do you hire acquaintances, strangers? Who gets the job? And my personal thing, if you haven't seen my video, is friends get it first, then strangers later. So unexpected challenge number 1 that you face on set at some point is that your set just doesn't have enough space for everyone to exist. So how do you work around that? Number 1 is to have a good DP who knows what they're doing with lenses. And number 2, your good DP is going to do this, but if you don't have access to one, you can still cheat things out. You can move furniture around, you can move people around, just to play with the perspective a little. Unexpected challenge number 2. The file size is so big that it's making editing impossibly slow. If your file size is too big, you can export it into a smaller file size that you can work with. Option 2, which I prefer, is you can edit using a proxy version of the video in your viewfinder, and then when you're ready to export it, you can export it in the higher quality. Number 3, I can only crop so much. Honestly, if you had planned your shots out better, or if you had better equipment, you might be able to avoid that. If you crop too much, your frame aspect ratio might look weird. If you crop too much, you may get all this really unattractive pixelation. So what do you do in that situation? Option 1 is to reshoot, which is unfortunate. Option 2, which you should at least look at, is to see if you can do something really stylistic. A lot of action movies do have really weird aspect ratio things going on, but they do it in such a stylistic way that you're just going along with them. Challenge number 4. My friend flaked on me. In order to prevent this in the first place, I strongly recommend watching my video about dealing with other people's flakiness. If it's the day of, you may have to pay your crew, and that's gonna suck and it's gonna hurt, and I know it. That being said, if you have a list of backup actors, you may be able to call one of them and say, hey, I know this is really last minute, but would you be able to come over today? It's worth trying if it's the day of and you have no other options. Alternatively, if you are lucky enough to get this notice a couple of days before you need it, you can call all your backup actors beforehand. You can ask your crew to move some things around. You have options. And finally, the last challenge. There are lawnmowers and airplanes and all sorts of things creating background noise. Option 1, you insulate your space really well so that you don't have to worry about outside noise. Option 2, you take what's called room tone, where you just record like 30 seconds or a minute of just sound, all of the ambient sounds, so that later on you can splice them in and people aren't going to notice them as much. Option 3. If you have several microphones placed all over the place, you may have a better chance of finding a sound file that doesn't have any of the ambient noise than if you only have one source of sound. You can always do extra takes. And lastly, and probably most easily, you are allowed to go up to a neighbor and say, hey, we're trying to do this one thing. Can you please wait 10 minutes before you mow your lawn? Or ask your neighbor, okay, how long is it going to take you to mow your lawn because you're doing this thing? Oh, 10 minutes? Okay, we can wait the 10 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on social media, and if you have a question, be sure to ask it in the comments below. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.